She likes you, but she's scared. Understanding women who want love but fear it. Have you ever connected with a woman who clearly seemed into you, but the moment things got closer, she pulled away? It feels confusing, right? One minute she's warm, engaged, open, the next, distant, guarded, like someone hit an invisible switch. Now here's the truth most men miss. She's not playing games. She's not trying to manipulate you. What you're seeing is something far more complex and far more human. A woman caught between the desire for closeness and the fear of emotional pain. Let's break it down. This isn't a power play. Many of these women genuinely want connection, but carry emotional scars from past relationships or early life experiences. Her withdrawal is protection, not rejection. It's an internal defense mechanism, often unconscious, meant to shield her from vulnerability. She's interested, but her nervous system doesn't feel safe. That's why even subtle signs of pressure or intensity can cause her to retreat. From a psychological lens, this is known as approach avoidance conflict, being drawn toward something while also fearing it. So what do? You don't chase, you don't retreat. Instead, you guide the connection, create emotional safety, not by saying the right things, but by being consistently grounded and non-threatening. Be patient, let her pace the emotional unfolding. Stay present, show her she's seen but never pushed. When done right, this doesn't just lead to a romantic relationship. It opens the door to one built on trust, depth, and long-term emotional intimacy. Part 110: Effective Flirting Techniques for Shy Women. Technique 1: Gentle Teasing. Creating connection through lightness. How to use playfulness to build emotional safety. Studio microphone. Introduction. Why gentle teasing matters. Let's talk about one of the most underrated skills in connecting with women: gentle teasing. This isn't about making fun of someone. It's not sarcasm, and it's definitely not pointing out flaws. Done right, gentle teasing becomes a powerful way to lower emotional barriers and create a sense of playful intimacy. Think of it as a micro-signal. You're showing her that you're relaxed, observant, and emotionally safe. And in return, if she feels safe, she'll respond not with defensiveness, but with warmth. Brain, the psychology, why it works. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. Teasing builds rapport without pressure. It mimics the natural play of childhood friendships, which our brains associate with trust. It signals emotional confidence. A man who can joke lightly without being mean shows he's secure and not trying too hard to impress. It invites her into a shared moment. If she laughs, she's engaging with you not just logically, but emotionally. Light bulb, how to apply it, with example. Let's say you've gone to the same cafe a few times, and she always orders the same drink. You might say, let me guess, same vanilla oat latte. No surprises today either? And then smile. It's not mocking, it's playful. It shows you notice, and it opens space for connection. Watch her reaction, a genuine smile, laughter, or teasing back. That's your green light. But if she seems tense or awkward, dial it back. The goal isn't to test her, it's to build comfort. Used mindfully, gentle teasing becomes more than flirtation. It's a bridge to trust and a foundation for deeper connection. Technique 2: Gradual eye contact. Building intimacy without saying a word. How to use eye contact to create subtle emotional connection. Studio microphone. Introduction. Why eye contact matters more than you think. What if I told you that one of the most powerful ways to flirt doesn't involve saying anything at all? No pickup lines, no clever jokes, just how you look at her. Gradual eye contact, done the right way, can create a deep sense of connection, trust, and even romantic tension. It's not about staring intensely. It's about timing, warmth, and subtle escalation. Let's break it down. Brain, the psychology. Why this technique works. Research in interpersonal psychology shows that sustained eye contact activates bonding mechanisms in the brain, including oxytocin release, often called the trust hormone, signals presence and confidence, which makes the other person feel seen and valued, creates emotional synchronization, especially when shared with a smile or laughter. But it's important to let it unfold naturally, not forced or constant. Magnifying glass, step by step. How to apply gradual eye contact. Start light and warm. During early conversation, make eye contact briefly while smiling. Keep it warm and relaxed, never intense. Hold it longer during shared emotion. When you both laugh or share a feel-good moment, extend the gaze a little longer. This deepens the emotional link. Create micro moments from afar. If you catch her eye from across the room, hold it for a beat. Then smile and look away. These moments feel intimate, yet low pressure. Read the signals. If she holds eye contact and smiles, that's a green light. If she quickly looks away or avoids your gaze repeatedly, slow down. Let trust build first. Used well, gradual eye contact is more than a flirtation. It's a gateway to emotional resonance and lasting attraction. Technique 3: Non-threatening touch. The art of building comfort through physical connection. How subtle, respectful touch creates emotional safety and intimacy. Studio microphone. Introduction. Why touch matters in human connection. Let's be honest. Physical touch can be one of the most powerful tools in creating romantic chemistry, but also one of the most misunderstood. When done right, a light touch doesn't just feel good. It sends a signal of warmth, safety, and human closeness. But when done poorly or too soon, it can break trust, make her uncomfortable, and create distance. So the real question is, how do you touch in a way that feels natural, welcome, and emotionally safe? Brain, the psychology. Why gentle physical contact works. Here's what research and real-world experience tell us. Touch activates the parasympathetic nervous system, helping people feel calmer and more connected. It signals empathy and attentiveness, especially during moments of uncertainty or emotional tension. The right kind of touch creates micro moments of bonding, which, over time, build trust and intimacy. But, like everything in flirting, calibration is key. Magnifying glass. How to use non-threatening touch, step by step. Start subtle and contextual. Lightly touch her hand when handing her something. A gentle pat on the shoulder when sharing a laugh. Guiding her through a crowded room by lightly placing your hand on her back. Observe her reaction. If she leans in, smiles, or touches back, it's a green light. If she freezes, moves away, or seems uneasy, pause. Give space. Escalate only when comfort grows. Once there's trust, you can try a brief handhold during a walk, a gentle hair tuck behind the ear, or an affectionate goodbye hug that lasts just a moment longer. Use touch to reassure. If she's anxious or vulnerable, a calm touch on the arm or back, without expectation, can speak louder than words. In summary, touch, when used with empathy and awareness, isn't just physical, it's emotional. It helps her feel safe, respected, and seen. Technique 4. Ask meaningful questions. How deeper conversations build attraction. Use emotionally intelligent questions to spark connection, not just small talk. Studio microphone. Introduction. Why deeper questions matter in flirting. Think about the last time someone really made you feel seen. Was it because they asked what you do for a living, or because they asked why you love doing it? When it comes to flirting, surface-level questions can only take you so far. If you want to build emotional chemistry, you need to move beyond the "where are you from?" and "what do you do?" routine. You need questions that touch the heart, not just check a box. Brain, the psychology. Why meaningful questions create emotional safety. Studies in social psychology show that asking deeper questions creates a sense of being understood and accepted, a key emotional driver of attraction. Signals vulnerability and openness, which often invites the same in return. Triggers self-reflection, leading the person to associate you with meaningful insight and emotional warmth. But here's the secret. Don't interrogate, lead with your own honesty. Magnifying glass. How to ask the right questions, step by step. Shift from facts to feelings. Instead of, "What do you do?" right pointing arrow ask, "What do you enjoy most about your work?" Instead of, "Where are you from?" right pointing arrow try, "What's a memory you really treasure from where you grew up?" Ask about personal values. What's one lesson that changed how you see the world? What's the best advice you've ever been given? Go first to set the tone. Share a thoughtful story or a personal insight first. This lowers emotional resistance and makes her feel safe opening up. In summary, flirting isn't just chemistry, it's connection. And connection starts with asking questions that make her feel seen, heard, and valued. Technique 5. Show vulnerability. Why imperfections attract. Turn small insecurities into moments of connection. Studio microphone. Introduction. The power of being real. Let's be honest, no one connects with perfection. We connect through stories, through moments when someone admits, "Yeah, I messed up too." In flirting, many people try to impress by appearing flawless, confident, in control. But what actually builds emotional closeness, especially with someone who's emotionally guarded, is the opposite: small acts of vulnerability. Brain, the psychology. Why vulnerability attracts. According to psychologist Brené Brown, vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, and connection. When you share something personal, like a fear, a failure, or even just a recent awkward moment, you do three powerful things. You lower emotional defenses by showing you're not perfect, which puts the other person at ease. You create psychological safety, signaling, "You can be real with me." 2. You shift from performance to authenticity, which is deeply attractive to emotionally intelligent women. And it's important to note, this doesn't mean oversharing or trauma dumping. It means strategic vulnerability, small, honest windows into your inner world. Hammer and wrench. How to apply this, step by step. Share a relatable struggle or insecurity. Example: I still get nervous before presentations. even after years of doing them. Or, I've been learning to say no lately, harder than I expected. Mirror her emotional tone. If she shares something personal, don't just reassure, relate. Try, yeah, I've felt that too. Actually, once I let humor diffuse tension. Light, funny stories about small failures create connection without heaviness. In summary, flirting isn't about perfection, it's about connection. When you let someone see a piece of your truth, they feel safe showing theirs. Technique 6. Use humor wisely. How laughter builds connection. Disarm tension. Create closeness. Be unforgettable. Studio microphone. Introduction. Why humor is a hidden superpower. Let me ask you this. When was the last time someone made you laugh in a way that just clicked? That felt like they really got you? That moment probably stayed with you, right? In human connection, humor isn't just entertainment, it's emotional glue. It lowers defenses, softens awkwardness, and gives people permission to be themselves. In the context of flirting, used correctly, humor can shift the tone from cautious to curious, from guarded to engaged. Brain, the psychology. Why humor works. Humor activates the brain's reward centers. It releases dopamine, reduces social anxiety, and, according to research, creates a sense of interpersonal trust. But here's the key: not all humor is created equal. Self-deprecating humor, gently poking fun at yourself, shows humility and self-awareness. Observational humor. Noticing something quirky or ironic in the moment makes you appear present and emotionally attuned. Situational humor. Reacting with wit to a shared moment creates inside jokes, tiny intimacy builders. And if she's feeling a little nervous, here's a high-level move. Make a light, warm joke about her awkwardness, not in a mocking way, but in a playful, accepting tone. Example: hey, if you keep dropping your fork like that, I might have to report you to the cutlery police. It gently acknowledges the moment while putting her at ease. Pushpin. Summary. How to use humor wisely. Use humor to reduce pressure, not to impress. Focus on connection over cleverness. Keep it kind, light, and timely. When done right, a simple laugh can be the beginning of something meaningful. Technique 7. Compliment beyond looks. How to make her feel seen. Don't flatter. Observe, reflect, connect. Studio microphone. Introduction. Why deeper compliments matter. Let's face it, telling someone, "You're beautiful," is easy. But here's the truth. She's probably heard that 1,000 times before, and from people who didn't take the time to truly see her. If you want to stand out, if you want your compliment to matter, you need to go deeper than appearances. This technique is about recognizing the person, not just the presentation, because real attraction isn't just about what's seen, it's about what's understood. Brain, the psychology. What makes a compliment meaningful? Studies in social psychology show that we respond more positively to praise when it affirms our values, not just our looks. Compliments that reflect identity create emotional resonance. Here's the framework for a powerful compliment. Be specific about appearance. If you must mention it, instead of, "You look nice," try, "You have a very calming smile. It feels grounding to be around." Highlight personality traits or habits. Example: I noticed how you encouraged your friend earlier. That was incredibly thoughtful. Spot what others might miss. Maybe it's the way she listens, the energy she brings into a room, or how curious she is about the world. These observations create a moment of being truly seen. And that's where intimacy begins. Pushpin summary. How to compliment with impact. Compliment actions, not just appearances. Focus on who she is, not just what she looks like. Use your words to reflect attention, not just attraction. Technique 8. Create private moments in public. The art of shared intimacy. Small signals, quiet recognition, big emotional impact. Studio microphone, introduction. The power of subtlety in attraction. Here's something most people overlook. You don't always need candlelight in quiet rooms to build intimacy. Sometimes, the most powerful emotional moments happen in the middle of a crowd, if you know how to create them. This technique is about crafting tiny, meaningful interactions within public settings, moments that say, "I see you." Even here, especially here. Let's explore how that works. Brain, the psychology. Why private moments matter. In social environments, people often feel scattered, talking to many, juggling impressions. But when someone cuts through that noise and creates a moment of focused connection, it stands out. Here are 3 practical ways to do it. 1. Side conversations within group settings. In the middle of a group hangout, lean over and make a quiet, thoughtful comment just for her. Example: "That's the same wine you said you loved, right?" These small callbacks show attention and emotional memory. 2. Meaningful glances. Eye contact that lingers for half a second longer than necessary. A raised eyebrow when something inside jokey happens. These non-verbal cues create a shared world, without words. 3. Echoing personal details. If a song she once mentioned plays, say, "Hey, this is your song, isn't it?" That creates a moment of recognition, something only the two of you share in that space. Pushpin summary. How to build "we too" moments anywhere. Listen actively in earlier interactions so you can reference them later. Find subtle ways to say, "I remember you." In public, intimacy is a quiet rebellion. Choose it intentionally. Technique 9. Be patient. Let her set the pace of connection. Presence matters more than pressure. Studio microphone, introduction. Why patience builds trust. Let's talk about something simple, yet powerful: patience. In today's fast-paced world, especially in dating, there's often an unspoken pressure to move things forward. But here's the truth: when it comes to building real connection, the most attractive thing you can offer is space. Some women pull back not because they're disinterested, but because they're assessing emotional safety. They're not rejecting you, they're trying to protect themselves. And if you try to rush those moments, even with good intentions, you may break trust before it's even formed. Brain, the psychology. Understanding readiness and emotional pacing. Emotional intimacy moves at different speeds for different people. A 2022 study on dating dynamics found that when one partner feels pressured, even subtly, they become less likely to pursue deeper connection. That means your patience isn't passive, it's strategic. Here's how to apply this technique effectively. Observe micro signals of comfort. Does she lean in while you talk? Does she maintain longer eye contact or stay close during conversations? Match her pace. Don't dictate it. If she starts giving more, physically or emotionally, mirror it gently. Don't escalate faster than she initiates. Lead with presence, not pressure. Patience isn't inaction, it's choosing timing over urgency. Let her feel in control of her own boundaries. Pushpin summary. Connection grows in the space you respect. Pay attention to her comfort signals. Allow her to guide the tempo of closeness. Show that you're safe, not because you step back, but because you stay present. Technique 10. Create opportunities for her to flirt back. Flirting isn't a monologue, it's a dialogue. Studio microphone. Introduction. Why mutual engagement matters. Flirting works best when both people feel involved. But here's a mistake many guys make. They do all the talking, all the initiating, all the emotional heavy lifting, and then wonder why the connection feels one-sided. Today's technique is about inviting her into the process, not through pressure, but by leaving open doors she wants to walk through. Brain, the psychology. Engagement requires reciprocity. Psychologists call this the invitation to respond. When someone feels like their contribution is valued, and not just received politely, but genuinely welcomed, they're far more likely to reciprocate emotionally. So how do you apply this in a flirtatious setting? Key here are 3 practical ways to create space for her to flirt back. 1. Use light, open compliments, instead of over-the-top praise. Try something that opens the door. You've got a sharp sense of humor. I feel like you're holding back. This not only flatters, it challenges her to engage playfully. 2. Ask about future plans. So what's your next adventure? It signals genuine interest and gives her the chance to share something personal, aspirational, or even flirtatious. 3. Playfully request input or help. Quick opinion. Do you think I can pull off this ridiculous shirt? Humor plus vulnerability makes her more likely to tease back or offer encouragement. Pushpin summary. Make room for her to shine. Keep your tone light and curious, not forceful. Make your flirtation feel like an invitation, not a performance. When you create space, you empower her to want to step in. Part 2. Understanding the psychology of nervously interested women. Attraction isn't always expressed with confidence. Sometimes, it hides behind hesitation. Studio microphone. Introduction. Why she seems interested, yet distant. You've probably met a woman who clearly shows interest, but then pulls away. Not because she's playing hard to get, not because she's unsure of you, but because she's quietly wrestling with her own fear. This is the nervously interested woman. She wants connection, but she's guarded. And that mix of desire and fear can be confusing if you don't understand where it's coming from. Brain, the psychology. What's holding her back? Many women hesitate in intimacy for 3 common reasons. Past emotional wounds. She's been hurt before. Trust doesn't come easily anymore. Low self-worth in relationships. Deep down, she may question whether she's lovable or enough. Protective thinking patterns. Instead of asking, "What if this works?" she thinks, "What if I get hurt again? What if he sees the real me and walks away?" This kind of woman isn't rejecting you, she's testing safety. And what she needs isn't more flirting or persuasion. What she needs is reassurance. Compass, your role. Calm the waters. Don't stir them. Be steady. Show consistency. She notices the little things you keep doing. Create emotional safety. Let her know, subtly, that she doesn't have to perform or impress. Be patient, not passive. This isn't about waiting. It's about proving, through action, that her fears don't define your interest. Pushpin conclusion, more than attraction. It's healing. Your role isn't to win her over. It's to help her feel valued, safe, and seen. And if you do, you won't just spark attraction, you'll build something rare and lasting. Bullseye conclusion. Long-term success requires consistency, not tricks. Let's wrap this up with something essential. Flirting with a nervously interested woman isn't about impressing her once. It's about consistency, about showing up in small, steady ways that build trust over time. Compass 1. Consistency is what builds safety. Flirting techniques only work if they're not just techniques. If you compliment her once and disappear, it doesn't matter. If you open up once but never again, it feels performative. What she needs is predictability, not in a boring way, but in a way that reassures. This guy isn't just saying things. He means them. That consistency is what lowers her guard, not overnight, but gradually and naturally. Brain 2. Adapt to her. Don't script her. Every woman is different. Some may warm up quickly. Others may need more space. Your job isn't to push or force a connection. It's to read the pace. Listen, and respond with presence and care. Think of these tools not as scripts, but as languages of connection. The more fluent you become, the more naturally you'll know when and how to use them. Red Heart 3. The end goal isn't control, it's authentic connection. This isn't about persuasion or manipulation. It's about creating a space where she feels safe to show up as herself. And when that happens, when she feels secure, playful, and accepted, she becomes one of the most devoted, warm, and emotionally generous partners you'll ever meet. Pushpin final thought. True connection happens when she doesn't feel like she's being chased, but understood. And when you create that kind of space, she doesn't just fall for you, she chooses you. Movie camera. If this video gave you a new perspective, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got real-life examples, deeper psychology, and advanced techniques coming up, so stay tuned. And let's grow together.